Hello, hello. This is Nina Erjavik, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the U.S., and this is day 7 of my creative journey through the catalog, where I pick out a sample and I case it, which means copy and share everything or copy and selectively edit. So we're going to do this card right here. We're going to case this card, and I think I'm going to do everything just about the same. Yeah, pretty much. So let's get started. All right, so we are on page 81 if you're following along in the catalog. We are using Notes and Totes. I did mount the stamps that we are using just to save some time. I also pre-cut pieces that we need, and we'll talk about those as we go along. We are using the Thoughtful Journey 6x6 DSP. I cut it at 5 1/4 by 4 1/4 because that's going to be our full panel. So this is what the card looks like. This is where we're going. We are going to do the watercolor right here, actually on camera. So this is where we are going. So let's figure this all out. So what I did is I cut this at 4 1/4. Okay, on my paper trimmer. So that took this away. And then I turned it and decided I wanted most of this down here on my card, or most of this, actually, this is going to be covered up. So most of this on my card, so I cut blue off. So I cut, I think this is about 1/4 inch off of here. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this aside. Let's go ahead and glue this to our card base, making sure that the fold is on the left. This is, again, half a sheet of basic white cardstock. You can also use the basic white thick if you'd like, but we already have a lot of layers on the front, so I thought we wouldn't add any more layers to that. For this one, I am going to just use my Stampin' Seal. And I'm just going to really kind of tape this down or stick this down. Now, the seal is pretty sticky. And we can just trim that extra off that we have showing at the top. I'll just bring in my paper trimmer and trim that little sliver off here at the top, which sometimes happens because of how your measurements depends on how you measure. Okay, so that took care of that. And we're going to set this aside for the moment. Then let's go ahead and build up from there. So this piece here is what is going to cut your little tote, okay? But for this card, we do not need this piece down here, so we are just going to trim that off. So welcome for joining me. I am so excited for this series because it just showcases a lot of the stamp sets and a lot of the materials that we use. We also do not need this piece here, so we're going to cut that right on the score line. Cut that off, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Hardly see it. There we go. Okay, so there is our little tote. And then for this piece down here, the sand, we're just going to take, this is 4 1/4, and it doesn't matter how long it is, but we are just going to create our sand. So all I'm going to do is just freehand, like, I don't know, like sandy little hills in the sand, right? No rhyme or reason, no right or wrong. It is fine, okay? So we'll put that aside. We're going to stamp this with crumb cake. And we are going to use this little piece here. It looks like just little sand. And we are just going to randomly stamp all over. Does not need to be perfect. You can double stamp so that it looks like some more are back behind. Okay, just randomly stamp all over that. Okay, I'm thinking I'm going to want it a little smaller. So I'm going to get my bigger scissors here because I want some of that peachy color to show. I'm going to use this one instead. I am going to go ahead and glue this down here. Close up my pad so we don't accidentally put our finished product in there, because that, I can't tell you how many times I've done that, right? And I know everybody has done it at one time or another. And we are just going to make this flush with the one side and the bottom. And again, we can cut off anything that's on overhang. And we'll just trim that right off. Okay. So there is our sand. Okay, I'm going to set that aside for a bit. Now, what I want to talk about too is that some things are easier to put down if you put them on what is called adhesive sheets. Now, this is a 12 by 6 sheet of double sticky. So you're going to stick this to your cardstock, to the back of your cardstock, like this. And then you're going to cut this out. So what happens is once you cut these pieces out, they're sticky already on the back. This is a time saver, a lifesaver, especially for some of the little intricate pieces, like letters or intricate pieces like these here. I thought this piece here actually cuts out our fence post. So that's what I did here. I already cut that out to save some time, and the sticky is already on there. So that is an absolute lifesaver when you are making cards, to have that on there. Okay, so this is our fence post. So we have 6 fence posts, okay, and then 2 cross rails. So we're going to put the cross rails down first. I'm just going to pick. It does come off pretty easy. It's not too bad. We're going to put the fence post down first. I think that is good enough right there. And then we're going to put the other fence, well, they're not fence posts, this is the railings. So we're going to put this one up a little higher. And see how it just sticks? You don't have to mess with the glue. Again, we're going to trim off those little pieces that are overhanging. Pretty simple. Okay, and then we're going to place the fence post. And there's no rhyme or reason to these, just 6 across. I think my piece of paper peeled off here. There we go. And we're going to put one up a little higher, you know, put them up higher, put them up, put them some lower. Especially right there where the sand comes down, we'll put that one lower. I'm trying to pick these off. Let's get the U-Pick tool with the little hook attachment. Looks like a dental cleaning brush or tool, right? And we should be able to pick this off a lot easier. Absolutely. It's a lot quicker than what I was trying to do, right? Let's see. We can put this one up higher. Let's kind of put these down so that we can see where we're going. Put that one down lower since it's, this one can go up higher because it's on a hill. You can put as many of these fence posts up as you want. There are 6, but I think I'm going to just put 5 on mine. So I'll save this for another card. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one down. Pick this up. This Just a Note is just so fun. No, it's called Notes and Totes. So I don't know, in one of the other videos that I did, I made the tote 3D on the inside, and it is really cool. So you'll have to check out that video. I'll have to double check and make sure that I actually posted that one. If you like what you're seeing and you're getting lots of tips, please like and follow me for more, because I try to do these at least once a week. This particular series is every Tuesday and Thursday. We have 3 more days after today. 3 more days of cards from the catalog. So definitely like, so that you can, or follow or subscribe depending on where you're watching, so that you can get notified when I'm actually on or when I am posted. I have posted. Okay, so then we're going to set this aside. So there's our fence. So see, our scene is starting to come across. Let's go ahead and let's do some embossing real quick. Let's emboss. Heat embossing is with Versamark ink and a powder. Now the Versamark ink, if you don't know, if you have not done that before, is a pigment ink. So it stays wet longer so that you can put powder on there and then you can heat it up. So let's put some resin powder on the top here. What this does is it keeps the powder from going wherever we don't want. Okay, put that across there. Sorry for my reach. We are going to use, I'm using our older powder. Our new powder is called Wow, but I kind of want to use this powder up first, and this is the white. We do have the Wow embossing powder in white as well. So this says relax and enjoy. And I would so love to be at the beach right now. That is definitely my happy place. I love the beach. Okay, so we're going to put this right here. We're going to bring in our tray, and we're going to sprinkle some powder over the top. Can you see this here? And then I'm going to tap it off. Okay, we're going to put that aside so powder doesn't go blowing everywhere. And it's going to get a little loud for a second until I get this heated up. So hold with me. Now as it heats up, it will become shiny. Embossing powder for a while, so I think it's time to get some new. The heating tool does get super duper hot, so when doing this, oh, please be careful. But look how stunning that is. Isn't that amazing? Get that off of there. Okay. So let's set this aside so that it can cool, but it just gives a nice elevated texture to your cards. And it's not hard at all. Okay, let's put that aside here. We don't need that. Well, we do need that actually. We're going to bring that back in. We are going to put, now I did cut the water bottle out. I cut out this little piece here and a water bottle and the scarf and the black tip to the black top for my water bottle. And we are going to just stamp, we're just going to stamp this little water droplets in the center of our water bottle. And we're going to put some embossing powder. No, I did not put, I should have. There we go. It should be enough. And you know what? Yeah, it should be enough. Let's heat this up real quick. Yes, I'm playing dangerously. I should have. It's hot. There we go. Okay, so there is the water bottle, but I really want those little things a little darker. Let me do this one. Now this one I put together already. So let's do this one. Let's use the embossing buddy so that it doesn't get all over. Let's try this again, because I really want it to be complete. And this time, now your kit for your embossing does come with tweezers like this, but I'm just using my Cricut ones because they are handy. So let's heat this one up. Oops, let's move this out of the way. I'm going to take it off camera so that I don't get powder all over the place. Much better. Much better. Okay, now there is such a thing as heating up your embossing powder too much, because what happens then is it will burn off, and then you won't have any embossing powder. You'll just have the mark where it should have been. Okay, so we're going to put this one aside. I'll use that for another project. So this one is ready. Let's put this away. Wipe off all the embossing powder that did inadvertently went all over the place. Okay, and then I did cut out the shell out of this paper here, and this is the pretty petal, or petal pink. This is petal pink. I keep wanting to say peach, but it's petal pink. And then here is the little shell. So I'm going to put that over there so I don't lose that. We are going to stamp this little water bottle. Well, no, this is the lotion. So here is the lotion. This is your sunscreen. So I am going to stamp the little sun, because it's sunscreen, right? Right here. And I'm only going to put half of the sun on there. We are almost done. Then we are going to stamp the scarf. Let this dry for a bit. We're going to stamp the scarf and the flowers, and I am just going to ink this up. Make sure I'm in camera here. And I am just going to stamp it. Then I may need a little one down here. Okay, and there is our scarf. Now I have also cut out the starfish out of some designer series paper, which is that same designer series paper, and it is actually the back side of this. Okay, so you can just use any kind of designer series paper, but I did use that paper. And then here is the, now I'm going to put a little bit of glue on here and make this little part right here stand out by adding a cap. Now, what did I say about the glue? A little dab, tap, tap, not, what is it? Dot, dot, not a lot. Dot, dot, not a lot, because a little dab will do you on the glue. Okay, so now we have these together. So that is the scarf. Let's put the glasses together. Now I did use the adhesive sheets for the back of the glasses, which makes it so much easier. Now I think I'm going to use, oh no, I got it. Okay, so this is the rim of the glasses. Let's bring it up here so we can see it. Now, when you notice when you put your rim of your glasses on, there you go. And it is made to show that little black right there. It's made to do that. Okay, so there are our glasses. Now you could add, you could add some crystal effects if you have that in your stash. You can use some glue on here to make them shiny. You can also put a little white line with a chalk pen to highlight if you want to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm just gonna keep on going. Then this is the handle for our tote. That's the handle. And then these are the pieces for our tote. And I did that in the, I think this is brushed gold. Okay, paper. That's just one-sided. And we're just going to glue this onto our tote. I'm going to put this away and these away so I do not lose them. And get all my little pieces here. We'll save this post for another project. Clean up a little bit so I have room. All right, now we talked about the adhesive sheets. This is how I keep my paper with adhesive on the back. This is what our dies come in, and I keep my dies. I don't know if you've noticed, but I keep my dies in my case, in the coordinating case, on these magnet sheets. These magnet sheets I do get from Stampin' Storage. I can link the my affiliate link in the bottom of the description of this video. I do receive a small commission when you purchase using my link. These are amazing. I like them. They're very hard. They don't bend easy, and the magnet is very strong and holds my dies on perfectly. I can put two of those magnet sheets in with my stamps. And it keeps everything nice and tidy so that I know where everything is when I want to use this set. I also put a yellow dot, sticky dot, that indicates to me that it has dies. So either the dies are in with the case, or they may be, if it's a standalone die, that can be used with other cards. I do put that on a bin on my table, and it's 2 of 2 or 1 of 2. It's just depending on how I label them. This one, I did put the name of the stamp set, how many are in there as far as the dies, how many is on this particular card, how many is on the other one, and this is 2 of 2. So I hope that's clear. If it's not, let me know, and I can always do a video on that as well. Okay, so now let's go ahead and assemble our tote. Okay, we're going to leave the tote just like this. I did run these through the sticky stuff, the sticky sheets, because it just makes life easy, right? Okay, so this is going to go right along here, like that. So these are the decorations for our tote. And then this one's going to go over here. This is a really fun, I see something I need to trim. This is really a fun stamp set. You can leave the top of your tote open up here so that you can stick either cash or a credit card in there. Not a credit card, but a gift card in there. So it makes it really easy. So it's kind of like a gift and card in one, right? Okay, so then we're just going to add this to the bottom, following the lines that are already there for you. Okay, there is our tote. Let's put the handle on. Now the handle I did not, because we only want this part here to stick. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue, not too much because we don't want it to ooze out all over the place. There is our handle. We're going to add a little bit of glue on our scarf. How many of you have scarves on your totes? Because, you know, that could be your, put it on your tote, because then that way you have it. Okay, and then we are going to put our water bottle down in this corner. I think we're going to put it under here. Let's go there and put this on top. You can just, since it's still wet, can add that on top. Let's add this. So as you see, the card is going really fast now. Okay, our starfish. What are you thinking so far? Isn't it awesome? Oh my gosh. And then our lotion, our sunscreen. Gotta have that. Put that right here. And then our sunglasses. Now these little things right here are the ear, the side that goes behind your ear. So that's what that is. And we're going to just lay that right here. And then, so this is where if you want to tuck cash or a gift card in there, you will only put glue on the adhesive on the outer edge. Okay, so I am going to do that just in case I want to use this as a gift card. And then just put a little bit of glue, and then you can, if you wanted to, you could, I'm not going to do it, you could put it over the top here and have it hanging. But since I glued that down pretty tight, I'm going to leave it. But that's what you could do as well. So you could put it right here. Okay, so you still have an opening. I just want to show you. You still have an opening right here where you can tuck money in there or a gift card. Okay, and there you go. It is all finished. Relax and enjoy. So what do you think? Pretty cool, huh? Okay, I'm coming back for day 8 on Thursday. We're going to keep moving on through the catalog. And we're going to keep that a surprise as to what we're going to do. But for the supplies that I use, they will be in the description of this video if you are watching on YouTube. Okay, this video is probably going to be too long for my Facebook, but it will show up on YouTube tonight at 7. So follow me there. Subscribe. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Thanks for joining.